Hello everybody, this is Raymond with another weekly update for BrightSide. The first thing is a totally new feature. So uh, if you're making a new reservation, say I've put in some dates here, put in the guest information. There's now this save as quote or log inquiry options. And so if you just want to log that, this person Paul was interested in such and such, you can now put in that information here. Or you can even save a quote, which could have your own pricing in it, or just snapshot pricing of what it was cost at this time. Um, so some people's prices change day to day, but they want to lock in a price for a guest for a certain amount of time. So we could let's just put in $1,000 here. Maybe we're lowering the rent for them, and do save as quote. So we can include that pricing as it is, and we can make it where that pricing is only valid for some amount of time. So like, maybe that's just valid through the end of this week. You can do that and put in your notes like, maybe the guest is interested, or talk to his wife first. And so when you save that quote, it's now stored. It doesn't block the unit. It's so it's not taking up your availability, but it's stored, and you can add any notes that you want, like followed up with guest and they're still deciding, or something like that. You can you can assign it to certain users, so we could assign it to ourselves and say we're going to follow up tomorrow. I'm actually just going to put in day to show something. This all saves. You can view what all quotes exist in the system, and you can filter those a whole bunch of ways, like ones that are assigned to me, or for certain dates or unit. Like if you want to see, like, has anybody been interested in these dates? Maybe the unit freed up and you want to try to rebook it. You can filter those, go into them, contact the guest, and do whatever. You can also, see, on this follow-up date, those will show up on the dashboard. So, goes to follow up on, it's got that there, and it says follow up today because that's the date put in. If it's, you want to kind of get it out of your system, it's not happening, you can mark it lost. Or if it is happening, you can click on make reservation from here, and that will bring it up. It's got the guest pre-selected. You got all the charges as they were at that time, even if your rates have changed since then, assuming that that pricing hasn't expired. And then you can just finish out the reservation however you want, and book that. So that's our new quotes feature. There's a lot of stuff still coming with this, like the ability, I could show those, but new things like inquiries from Airbnb and Vrbo and such will come into here, to where you can negotiate or set a price with a guest on those platforms. Um, Partial bookings on your website will be able to feed into here. So, and then even to the ability for guests to complete the reservation on their own, where you can send those to them, have them just click a few buttons, put in their payment information, and book it themselves. That's all coming, but wanted to release kind of the very earliest version so that y'all can see where we're going, give feedback, anything that we're maybe going the wrong direction, or things that you'd like to see. We'd love to hear from you. And so inquiries, you can log them even with very little information. So if we just put in a guest, you can put you can just put some notes like uh, just assign follow-up dates with just some notes. You don't have to put in unit or anything if you don't want to, but you can log those in the system and keep track of them, filter them however you want. So next on the maintenance screens, we've made a few more upgrades. Well, first off, you can now filter by unit types and bedroom sizes. So if you have different teams managing your large properties, or just want to make sure that everything for them is getting taken care of, I could filter my 5+ bedroom issues in here and just see those. On the actual maintenance issues, there's now a new feature with the invoices where you can bill them a separate amount from what is you can track your cost and what you're billing the owner separately. And so if I'm going here, I'm like, I don't know, place toilet seat, I don't know, and maybe it cost $20. If you want to, you can bill the owner a separate amount. So you could clear this out entirely, and then it will just track it as an expense. It won't show up on their statement or anything. You can see it says not billed. If you put in 0, it will still put a line item on their owner statements showing $0. It will never show the cost. So if you wanted them to know, like, hey, I did this for free, but it cost me $20, you could do something like that in the description. But or you could bill them the same amount or more, and of course put in the date that you want to bill them, and so then they'll only ever see the $30 while you have the $20. So that's a new feature. This also goes into the issue invoices screen, so you can see, if you want to look at over a longer period of time, how much the cost of stuff versus what was billed. You can do that here. We also added support for additional Airbnb room types. So in the rooms feature we added last week, you have all these different types of bedroom, bathroom, but now there's a whole lot more types. And so you can use this to organize your photos on Airbnb under the different rooms. Under travel agents, you can now put in an email address for your travel agents. We consolidated several owner reports into one, or not owner reports, but owner address reports into one. So we used to have owner mailing list, CSV, owner address list, and unit owner address list. These are now all consolidated under a single owner address list. And so you can see the unit, the unit address, the owner information all on here. You can configure those if you don't want to, if some of the info is not pertinent to you at them for what you're looking for. You can export that, you can print it, and so new owner address list report. And then lastly, under guest letters, you can now filter these by channel. So if you've got different things set up for, email things that go out, or texts that go out, or channel messages that go out, you can easily filter to those. And thank you for watching, and love your feedback on any of these things that are useful to you or that you'd like to see us to continue improving, and hope you all have a wonderful week.